Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Stews here, and welcome back to another video. And today is November 30th, which means that today is the last day of November. I know it sucks that this month is ending because I had such an amazing time this month. This might be easily, and I mean easily, the best month of the year. Not just in terms of movies from the ones I've seen, but also the how do I say, is the personal stuff as well. I got a lot of great personal things. I don't want to say what they are, but I'll just say, yeah, I mean, I had such an amazing time, so many memorable memories and experiences that I'll never forget happened this month. And I don't even think December will top this. But yeah, anyways, since this Disney 100 is coming to a close, which means my Disney month is ending. I'm gonna be doing one more Disney related video to end Disney month on my channel. So yeah, I mean, since Wish just came out in theaters, I thought why not do a Disney Revival Age ranking. I know I did one back last year when Strange World came out. I did my ranking, and I did it as shorts because I remember doing them as shorts, explaining all my points about these picks in like one or two sentences, and then just moving on, and just did them as quickly as possible. Yeah, that did not go so well. So of course I needed a reboot. Just like my Strange World review itself, that one needed a more proper video. Now that personal stuff doesn't get in the way. Now that personal stuff doesn't get in the way. Since last year, I got a lot of I had to prepare for college a lot, which kept me away from making my videos. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to be ranking all the Disney Revival Age era films from worst to best. Now, while I can acknowledge the Renaissance era is the objectively better Disney era, the Revival era is my favorite because this is the era that's close to my heart. This is the era that really defines my love for Disney. That really redefines what Disney is and the Disney magic to me. So yeah, I reviewed every single one of these films, so I'm not gonna focus too much on them. I'm not gonna talk too much about them. So yeah, but anyways, without further ado, if you want to know how I rank these movies from worst to best, then just keep watching. At number 14, the worst Disney Revival Age film is, what else did you expect? Ralph Breaks the Internet. Oh my god, this movie. Thank God this movie is getting all the hate it deserves, because it really deserves it. This movie is trash. I absolutely hate this movie, and I stand by everything I said in my review of Ralph Breaks the Internet. Yeah, sure, it's not all that disastrous. You got some pretty good animation. You got Vanellope is a mixed bag character, but I lean a tad bit more positive towards her, and Shank is a pretty decent character. I actually kind of enjoy Shank. Shank is not great. I will admit that there was a comment in my Ralph Breaks the Internet rant that said that Shank was useless, and I get that, but I'd say Shank is a guilty pleasure character. Yeah, Shank is a guilty pleasure character. And it's hard not to dislike the Slaughter Race song. It's actually a pretty guilty pleasure song. Yeah, but the good things to say about this movie are mostly just guilty pleasures, but everything else about this movie is garbage. This is in my top 3 worst Disney animated movies. Right up there with Chicken Little, Home in the Range as the worst. But out of all the Disney Revival Age movies, this one just makes me angry the most, because I don't love the first Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, spoiler alert for where I could possibly place it. But at least a sequel would have been good. At least you could have made a sequel that's better than the first one, or at least stays true. But no, instead you got this piece of crap movie that literally destroys anything the first film has accomplished in favor of just nothing but advertisement. This movie is just one big commercial of a movie. That's basically it. This is almost the equivalent of the Emoji Movie of Disney, except better, of course, because I mean, come on, who the hell likes the Emoji Movie anyway? At least I can see why some would like this movie. But if you're gonna call this one of the better revival age films, then that's where I don't understand. Especially if you put this above Frozen 2, then I will not understand that. Yeah, this movie is not entertaining. It's way too long. Like, why does it have to be just as long as the Sing films? Why does it have to be 1 hour and 52 minutes? I don't know, because this felt like it could be like one of the shorter films in the revival era. Heck, even shorter than Wish. And of course, let's not forget making Ralph the villain of the movie. Are you kidding me? And my god, the climax is stupid. Everything about this movie is stupid. It does everything a sequel should not do. And yeah, screw this movie. Big time. At number 13, Bland World. Yeah, that's what I like to call Strange World. Bland World, because this movie doesn't even feel strange. I mean, you're just going to this planet with bunch of thingies and bunch of creatures and a bunch of thingies, and yeah, this is I can't believe I overpraised this movie last year, even though I never gave it a perfect score. I can't believe I overhyped this movie. Yeah, sure, there are a lot of films last year where there are a lot of films last year where like I loved because I was hyped for it, and the critics hated it. You know, like films like Don't Worry Darling, Amsterdam, Blonde. Those movies, they were movies that, got a lot of hate, despite all the hype surrounding it, but I'm like the only defender, and it may seem like I overhype these films, but at least those films are legitimately good in my opinion, and they still hold up, and even Disenchanted holds up on rewatch, even Disenchanted still holds up, and I don't think I'll back down my opinion. But Strange World, on the other hand, is one of those movies I admit I overhyped it, and I think it's really not that good. Yeah, maybe I was just being blinded by my love for Disney, that I just wanted to go all positive, but yeah, this movie is boring, bland, it's a nothing. Yeah, I mean, it is well made, I guess. It does have some great animation. I love the use of colors to it, and I especially love the LGBTQ representation. I think Ethan is an amazing character, and yeah, amazing character. But this movie is just nothing. The plot is boring. The characters are very mean spirited. Jaeger Clade is the butt clock of the revival age films. And also there's a bunch of stupid decisions that they make. Like, for example, the whole twist that the island was just on a giant turtle's back. Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Are you serious right now? Yeah, I can see all the bad reputation this film is getting. There was barely any marketing for this movie. There's barely any marketing for this movie. And yeah, I just didn't care. Also, Splat and Lucky were cute as well, I guess. The female characters were okay, but they felt a little underused. So yeah. Also, it didn't feel like a Disney movie as much as it should be. Like, it didn't even feel like a Disney revival age movie for some reason. Let alone, it felt like a movie that another studio could do, which is a huge disadvantage for it being a Disney film. So yeah. But thankfully, those two films, Ralph Bakes Internet and Strange World, are the only Disney revival age films I would not give a pass to. The rest of these films are actually good. But so let's get into them. At number 12, Winnie the Pooh, 2011. Yeah, the movie that is probably the biggest flop in the entire revival age movie, the revival era. All thanks to the fact that this came out on the exact same day as Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. This ain't Barbenheimer, not like Barbenheimer where both films get to be equally successful. And I'm sure also that the same can be said for the next Barbenheimer, which is Furiosa and King of the Planet of the Apes, coming on May 2024. But with Winnie the Pooh and the Harry Potter competing, oh boy, like, yeah. But regardless, yes, well, I will admit that I was way too harsh in this movie when I first watched it. Yeah, when I did my revival age marathon leading up to Raya and the Last Dragon, I was hard on this movie, saying that, it's just a snooze fest. But looking back at it in the rewatch, I actually really like this movie. It's not great or anything. It's nothing special. It's not even the best Winnie the Pooh movie. I'd put the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh above this, and Christopher Robin 2018 will always be my favorite Pooh movie. Favorite Pooh movie, and maybe even my favorite Pooh content in general. But Winnie the Pooh is a very serviceable and fun movie. It is actually a lot of fun. I mean, it's just a fun little story. I'll admit, yes, the Baksoon storyline is kind of stupid. But the ear one, I can get past it. I think it's an okay plot. But I think it's the characters who make this a lot of fun. Like, they feel very faithful to the characters we know and love. And Christopher Robin, who is my favorite Winnie the Pooh character, is also great too. Yeah, there's not much else to be said about this one. There's not much else to be said about this one. It's just a harmless, fun movie. That's basically it. All the songs were pretty decent too. Yeah, not great songs, not groundbreaking. I really like Everything Is Honey though. That's the one song that I thought was kind of amazing, I guess. But yeah, there's nothing really special about this one. So yeah. At number 11, oh boy, time to get some hate for this placement, but Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, I know. I know you're gonna be like, oh, Wreck-It Ralph is a top tier Disney revival age films. How is this only at number 11, not even in the top 10? Well, let me tell you all why. I mean, I will say that this is a great movie. This is a really good movie. I think I can totally see the love for this film. Yeah, I can totally see the love that this gets. Yeah, I mean, it's a very unique Disney film. I love the video game stuff to it. And it is just a thrill ride. A very entertaining thrill ride filled with awesome action, very solid character development. Like great messages that about not changing your personality, and you should acknowledge who you are, whether you're a bad guy or a good guy. It's okay. And like very gorgeous animation, especially with the Slaughter Race, and a killer soundtrack. Also, King Candy is my favorite of the twist villains. I don't know, it's either him or Bellwether, but I think King Candy is a better villain than both Hans and Yokai combined. Even though Frozen Big Hero 6 are better films, as you can see. But I love that how unpredictable it is. And the movie is, like, does it very brilliantly by uses of foreshadowing. I like that. And you also notice those foreshadowings whenever you rewatch the film. But I don't think anyone would notice the first time. It's clever. And yeah, but honestly, this movie isn't really the best. There are a lot of flaws to it, like how unfunny the jokes are. The jokes are just not my cup of tea. It's just kind of annoying. I thought Vanellope is annoying. I think Vanellope is such an overrated character. I'm sorry. Yeah, she is cute, but doesn't enough to make it's not enough to make her a good character. I don't feel that I never felt the chemistry between Ralph and Vanellope in either Wreck-It Ralph films. I think they're such an overrated duo. Also, don't get me started on how cringy the Felix and Calhoun romance is. But other than those flaws, this is still a really good time. Also, I think Brave deserved the win, the best anime feature win. Don't care anyone else says. Brave is the better Disney animated movie of 2012. Although Rise of the Guardians would be my favorite animated film of 2012. So yeah, but at least it's a great movie. At least I still liked it despite maybe being a tad bit overrated. I still really liked it. Although the one thing I don't understand though is why people consider this overrated. Why people claim that no one talks about this. Maybe are you being a little dramatic and just trying to defend the fact that this is your favorite Disney revival age film? I don't know. But just accept the fact that, just know the fact that this movie is still being talked about and still being loved, and it's a bad idea to call this movie underrated. At number 10, The Princess and the Frog. Just like with Winnie the Pooh, this is another movie I found a lot more appreciation to on rewatch. And I used to call this movie mid back then, but now I think this is such an excellent movie. I really don't get the hate for this film. Why people saying it's meh, whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a perfect movie. There are some forgettable songs, and I don't enjoy this as much as other some of the other revival age films. But in terms of this being the first, being the first Disney revival age movie, I mean this was such a huge accomplishment. Also, people say, to all you all to say Bolt is the first Disney revival age film. Well, y'all are stupid because Bolt is the last film in the Disney post Renaissance era. This is the first film in the revival era. Why do you all think that Bolt is a part of the revival era? Stop being stupid, please. But anyways, back on topic. Yeah, I mean this movie. I love that this movie tried to return to form to hand drawn animation. This movie felt like a Disney classic. It felt like a Disney Renaissance era film. I mean the 2D animation is gorgeous. I love Tiana. Tiana is a great princess. I don't know if she make my top 10, but she is a gorgeous princess. And I love that she's a black princess. I mean, that's what I love about these Disney movies. They're very diverse. You got Mulan, who is Chinese. You got the jungle. You got Africa. You got so many others. And Princess and the Frog is just certainly one of them. Like a black princess is certainly what we need. And what we need. I think Charlotte is an underrated character. She doesn't deserve any of the hate. Any of the massive hate. I like Prince Naveen. I mean, the story is pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's a groundbreaking story, but really good. And Dr. Vasilier is such an amazing villain, such an energetic villain. I absolutely love his energy to it. So yeah, and I absolutely love the culture too. So yeah, while this isn't really like one of the best. I mean, this movie, at least it got to make the top 10 at least. So consider yourself lucky, Princess and the Frog. Good. At number 9, Let It Go, Let It Go. Can't hold this movie back anymore with Frozen. Yep, Frozen comes in at number 9. Yep. This is a movie that I definitely have some more appreciation on rewatch. I can't believe I call this movie mid. I mean, I just want to slap my 2021 self in the face because this movie is amazing. Is it a perfect movie? No. I still don't like Hans and the Fixer Upper song. Okay, well, I'll admit, I think I was too harsh on the Fixer Upper song. I think In Summer is the clear weak link of the songs to me. But, I mean, Frozen, I mean, you can clearly see the monumental, how do I say this? You can clearly see the monumental impact it has. The fact that this is one of Disney's biggest films, and the fact that, I mean, this is one of their biggest films ever, and you can totally see why it is, because this movie feels like a classic just with 3D animation. I mean, Elsa is such an iconic Disney princess, especially with her having powers, which is very unique for a Disney princess, a powerful princess. Anna is the GOAT. I mean, Anna is the GOAT. She's the best character in Frozen 2, and she's the best character in this one. And I'm glad they made Anna the main character. The animation is stunning. Not the best animation, but it is very stunning. The songs are really good, except the top tier songs like Let It Go, Do You Want to Build Snowman, Love Is an Open Door, and my personal favorite song in the film, For the First Time in Forever. Yeah, this movie is a classic, and I love the message of this film, that love isn't just about romance, that love can be general, it doesn't have to be just romance, it doesn't have to be just a love story, it can actually be something more than that, and I love this message. So yeah, I mean, while again it's not a masterpiece, I still acknowledge this film being a part on what could possibly be my favorite franchise of all time, especially with its sequel, which I'll definitely get to, and of course Frozen 3 and 4. At number 8, Raya and the Last Dragon. So this was a little tough competition between this and Frozen, because I will say that both Frozen and Raya are actually on par with each other. It wouldn't have been hard for me to put Frozen above Raya. However, the reason why I chose Raya above Frozen is because of two reasons. One, I think one, I think this movie is closer to perfect than Frozen. This movie has less flaws, and I kind of enjoy it more. And secondly, I mean, I feel like this movie needs more appreciation because this is one of the more underrated films in the revival era. But I mean, back when this movie came out, I remember people loving this movie. A few calling it mid, but most loving it. But as time went on, people started calling this movie horrible, garbage, overrated. Like every negative description you can think of. Even the word toxic is thrown around with a movie like this, and it doesn't deserve it. I mean, as a movie that represents Southeast Asia, which is movie that represents Southeast Asia, which is where I live, which is my country. It really the representation of this movie really makes an impact, and this movie makes me feel proud of being Southeast Asian. I mean, yeah, sure, it is mostly Indonesian, but you can also feel this movie being Filipino as well. Especially with me, I'm a Filipino. I mean the characters literally have the same skin color as Filipinos do. I mean, Raya shares the same skin color as me. And I love that. I mean, I love the maturity of it all. I love this is one of the best scores in this is one of the best scores in any Disney animated film I've ever seen. This has one of the most visually stunning animation I've ever seen. If I rank the revival era by its animation, this would be in the top three. And Raya is such a compelling character protagonist, and Amari is one of my favorite Disney revival age villains. Like top three easily, maybe even top five. I don't know. Maybe not. I wouldn't go as far as top three. So you can probably see why I put this above Frozen, because there are more things in this movie that stands out from Frozen. Frozen just stands out in just being a Disney but Raya stands out as a movie. Oh, and I forgot to mention this in my initial review of this film, but the first 20 minutes is easily the best part of the film. I mean, the fact that we get this long prolonged introduction to how the Drunes came into be and how this whole chaos started, and man, you gotta admit, young Raya is just adorable. I love young Raya. She's just so cute, and seeing Raya and Namari together as kids before Namari becomes evil. Yeah, I think I prefer both Raya and Namari as kids than they are as like teenagers or adults. I don't know if they're teenagers or adults. Yeah, I'll admit, yes, this movie doesn't make as big of an impact on rewatch as it did back in 2021, and there are some noticeable flaws, like some cringy scenes, like for example, like that scene when Sisu's like was planning on how he can get to Namari, and Sisu's like, and then Sisu just says, "Hey, you wanna give? You can be trusted," and Namari's like, and all that stuff. Yeah, that was very cringy, but despite a few cringy moments, this movie still rules, and it deserves more appreciation. Okay, guys, now we're getting into the flawless masterpieces. These 7 films are masterpieces, and I absolutely love them with the bottom of my heart. I praised them and gave them 5 stars. So yeah, let's get into it. At number 7, I am Moana. Yep, Moana. I mean, this movie is a masterpiece. I love this movie. And hot take, but I love this movie even more than Kubo and the Two Strings, which is the hot take because I know many people say Kubo is better, but yeah, is this the best anime film of 2016? No, because there's another movie that I talk about. But talk about having 2 bangers in 2016. Some may think that, this is not gonna live up to the other Disney anime film in 2016, but no. Instead, this movie it turned out to be incredible. It turned out to be such an achievement. Like, I mean, this is a very simple, small scale movie that can get big scaled. Like, yeah, sure, there are some big scale moments, especially with Tekka and all the big action scenes, but this is a very small scale movie about a young girl who is journeying with a demigod who stole something to return it. And this is such an adventurous movie, and you can clearly feel the adventure. The animation is super gorgeous. I will say that this has the best animation of 2016 when we're talking about visually stunning. I mean, how does Kubo get to be nominated for an Oscar, yet this one doesn't? Like, from the realistic character designs to to the water effects and the gorgeous background. The culture of Samoa is just very well done, and again with these diverse representations, which is one thing I love about Disney. And the songs are amazing as well. You know, yeah, the songs are so freaking good as well. Like it's like with my favorite being I Am Moana. Seriously, how does no one talk about I Am Moana? That song is very touching. I mean, I cry every time I hear I Am Moana. Why? I mean, everyone talks about how far ago and You're Welcome, but no one talks about I Am Moana. That just sucks. Like, people need to give more appreciation for these, deep, slow, but emotional and grim songs. So yeah, and also this is the best Dwayne Johnson movie, no competition whatsoever. So yeah, love Moana. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. So yeah, at number six, Tangled. Yeah, I mean, Princess and the Frog may be the first of the Disney revival age films, but this is the first film that made Disney at the revival era as successful as it can be. Because this movie has become a classic. This movie has become iconic at this point. I mean, there's just so much to praise about this movie that I cannot praise enough. I mean, Rapunzel is a top five princess of all time. Yeah, Rapunzel is in my top five favorite Disney princesses ever. She is just gorgeous and just, yeah, my crush of 2010. 2010. I mean, the voice acting is amazing. Especially with Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi. The animation is just way too. The animation is way too ahead of its time. It's way too gorgeous for 2010 standards. And this movie, this movie has such iconic songs. This movie isn't afraid to go dark and do things like, Mother Gothel straight up stabbing Flynn and seeing blood come out of him. I mean, wow, Disney, wow. I love those kinds of risks. Just telling a story that that parents would tell to their kids as fairy tales. Yeah, this story has become an iconic fairy tale for generations to come. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is one of the most remembered movies, and I know people who, I can see why a lot of people would consider this as their favorite Disney revival age film. I don't know what else is there to say that hasn't been said. And Mother Gothel is in my top five favorite Disney revival age films, by the way. And yeah, I mean, I love that Mother Knows Best song, and also you got some iconic songs like when Will My Life Began, and of course I See the Light. Yeah. Yes, seriously. This is without question my favorite animated film of 2010. Yes, even over Toy Story and How to Train Your Dragon. How come this did not get a Best Animated Feature nomination at the Oscars? Like, seriously, the fact that this movie was snubbed for Best Animated Feature is a crime. Is a crime. I mean, this would have lost either way to Toy Story 3, but seriously, the Oscars, you should be ashamed of yourself for snubbing this movie for Best Animated Feature, because that is just disgusting right there. And the fact that you only nominated three, and I mean three, only animated films. Are you serious right now? I know Toy Story, How to Train Your Dragon, 3 How to Train Your Dragon. I forgot the other one. I don't care, honestly. I forgot the other one, but if I were to add a full 5 nominations, I would have included this and Megamind in the nominations. Yeah, this would have guaranteed the nomination. If only the Oscars weren't stupid enough to only have 3 nominations instead of 5. Yeah, I mean that was one of the stupidest things the Oscars could ever do to the Best Animated Feature. So yeah. But I mean, at least Tango is a film that people still talk about to this day. People still love to this day, and I'm very happy about that. At number 5, one of the more underappreciated Disney animated films, Big Hero 6. Yeah, a film that people loved at first, but then as time went on, people either forgot about this movie or just call it a mid-average movie. But honestly, Am I the only one who loves this movie? Am I the only one who thinks that this movie deserves all the appreciation it deserves? I mean, hell, this movie won Best Animated Feature and it got everyone complaining about it. But to me personally, yeah, this movie, I think this was the correct choice for to win Best Animated Feature. This was the correct win, and I salute the Oscars for picking this one for Best Animated Feature. No matter how angry people can get and say, "Oh, Oscars are biased against Disney." Well, I don't care. I mean, yes, I know, I understand what Film Stock said. The Film Stock did give a pretty good explanation on why this movie doesn't have enough recognition. It's because this is a superhero movie, so this feels like this felt more like a regular animated superhero movie than a film made by Disney that's put in the Disney animated canon. It felt very independent, and I can get that, but I mean. But this still deserves to be seen as a film in the Disney canon. I mean, the fact that Disney took a Marvel movie and just made it into a Walt Disney Animation Studios movie, it's just clever. I love all the characters. The animation is great. The superhero stuff is amazing. I love all the intense action. Just the pure enjoyment of this movie, and yeah, just the pure enjoyment of this movie, and and not to mention, but what makes this movie truly stand out is the themes of grief, depression, and loss. I know that may sound like something that's separate from from your average superhero movie, but it actually does work. The themes of grief and learning to let go of your death, learning to deal with the death of your loved one. It actually does connect well to the story and the superhero stuff behind it. So yeah, I love this movie so much. I don't care what anyone else says. I think this is a movie I will defend and stand by. And no matter how forgotten this movie is, I will always remember this movie. And the fact that this was one of those movies that I put as my favorite movie of all time when I saw it for the first time, I can totally see why. At number 4, Encanto. Yeah, sadly, this is a movie that I did not get a chance to rewatch in my marathon, and I kind of don't have a fresh mind on this one, so this will probably be brief. I don't have much to say about this film, but just like with Moana, Encanto works so well as a very small scale animated flick. That and I love how very independent this felt. Despite still having the Disney magic, this felt very independent. How, you may ask? Well, yeah, this movie takes place in one location. The main character doesn't go on a big scale journey, but rather stays at home, like does the adventure at home. I love how small scale it is, but rather this movie is just so much fun, and it's able to keep the maturity and the diversity of Disney, like especially with the Colombian representation that this movie has. I mean, the animation it is gorgeous. The characters are all amazing with very unique personalities. The story, while the story, while cliche on paper, really works so well as this stereotypical something something, I don't know what to call it, but okay, it really works so well, as the idea of just characters having magical powers. It's clever, and yeah, and the songs are all amazing with What Else Can I Do being my favorite song in the movie, and my favorite song in the movie. And this movie also made me tear up. Yeah, I still remember being shocked about how much I love this movie when it first came out. I was thinking, it's not gonna be one of the best this year revival age movies. Well, here we are. Here it is, cracking the top 5, and yeah, that goes to show how good this movie is. Yeah, that just goes to show. Yeah, Mirabel is such an adorable character, but it's Isabella who stands out in my opinion. Maybe I'm biased because she looks like Asha, but I just love Isabella. I mean, she's just the most gorgeous character to date. And of course, that let's not forget that Dos Oruguitas sequence, which is my personal favorite scene in the film. I get if a lot of critics call that the best song in the film. It's certainly one of them, but But as like for the scene itself, it is my favorite. It is the best scene in the film. Really emotional. It pulls your heartstrings, and it really just resonates with you. Not the best song, but as a scene, it's the best scene. So yeah. So yeah. At number three, Zootopia. Yeah, love Zootopia. I've always loved this movie when it first came out. This is always one of my favorite movies when this movie came out, and it still holds up as one of my favorite movies, or at least in my top 15. Yeah, Zootopia is a perfect movie. I'm perfect. Even Bellwether is I know everyone hates Bellwether, but I will defend Bellwether. I strongly defend Bellwether. I think she doesn't deserve any of the hate she gets. But yeah, everything else in the film is like from the gorgeous location of Zootopia. Zootopia is one of my favorite locations in the film ever. Just a big city that makes me want to visit there, and I absolutely love the whole idea of having animals be like human. It's animals. What's that word? It starts with an M, but I can't seem to point it out. But disguised as human animals being like humans while still behaving like animals, which I love. The whole idea just of being original. Judy Hopps just being one of the best Disney protagonists ever, and the whole and the very deep message, the very deep real world message about. About racism, about prejudice, about equality, and just so many other things. Yeah, this is Disney's most risk. This is the movie that made Disney take the most risk yet. The most risk. This is the riskiest Disney has ever done. Having the balls to make this political without being without just I mean, Disney has the balls to be political and actually able to get away with it because today everyone seems to hate on Disney for putting politics in their movies, quote unquote politics, which I hate that term. I wonder how people would have felt about Zootopia if it came out today. This movie came out at the right time. It's able to deliver its message at the right time, and that's what I acknowledge. I think out of all the Disney movies, this one has the best message of them all. And this, maybe on an objective level, when you look at objectivity, this could have been number one. But there's two films that are very close to my heart. These last two films are some of my all-time favorite movies. And these two movies hold a special place in my heart, more than Zootopia does. At number two, the most underrated Disney movie of all time, and by far the most underrated of these revival age films, Wish. Yep, I've seen Wish twice now, and I want to watch it a third time so badly. I'm planning to watch it in Hong Kong in either late December or early January. By the way, this movie comes out on December 21st in Hong Kong, and I'm gonna be there on those days. So yeah, most likely I'm gonna watch this film for a third time. But seriously, I will never. I mean, emphasis on never understand the hate that this movie is getting. Seriously, I mean, the fact that this movie is getting so much hate now, the fact that this is one of the most hated Disney films, really breaks me. It really broke me to see like this movie being treated, because this could have been the movie that saved Disney. This could have been a movie that united Disney, but no, instead people had to be like, oh, it's Disney, automatic negative review. But I'm here to tell you all that you are wrong about this movie, because what I saw is a perfect movie that honors the legacy of Walt Disney, that honors the legacy of the studio by not only putting in references but telling a classical traditional Disney story, and also having probably the most unique animation out of all of them. Yeah, I hate how people call this animation cheap and lazy. Are you serious? I mean, y'all compares to the Spider-Verse, saying that, and y'all compares to Spider-Verse, even though I don't think it's like Spider-Verse in my opinion, and then y'all praise for any non-Disney animation studio that does the Spider-Verse style, but when Disney does it, you're just gonna reject it. How unfair. And also, it's very hypocritical that people hate this movie for its references, yet they love Ralph Racing for its references. Unlike Ralph Breaks the Internet, at least Wish doesn't shove the Disney references down our throats. Yeah, this movie is gut wrenching. It pulled my heartstrings. It gave me chills in the intense parts. In the intense parts, it made me cry. I mean, every time I listen to this Wish reprise, I really cry. It really gets me to cry. Asha is the best character of the year, and one of the best characters in Asha is one of the greatest characters of all time. Best protagonist, best character of the year. King Magnifico is my favorite villain of all time. King Magnifico is my all-time favorite villain. And yeah, this movie. Yeah, honestly, if I made a redo of my top 5 most underrated Disney movies list, if I made a movie after seeing Wish, this one would have been an easy number one because of just how hated it is. What an embarrassment. But I don't care. I will stand strong. I will stand by this movie. I will defend this movie till my last dying breath. I will never decline my thoughts in this film. And you can't convince me to decline my thoughts. And even seeing this film twice, for a second time, it truly solidifies that this movie is an underrated masterpiece. In fact, please, if you love Wish that much, if you love this movie, please go see it a second time, or hell, maybe even a third time, because it's that good. This is my favorite movie of 2023, and this is the most underrated movie of the year, and this is quite possibly the most underrated movie of all time. Yeah. This is now officially the new number one movie I love that everyone else hates. But it just got edged out by one more. And you all saw it coming. My number one favorite Disney Revival Age movie of all time is The Frozen 2. I mean, come on now. Honestly, I don't think I should say much about this film. I think I said everything that needed to be said about this film. You all know Frozen 2 is my favorite movie of all time. I'm not changing that. I'm not gonna change that. Yeah, this movie is perfect. I mean, this movie is everything I love about film. This is my ultimate comfort movie. This is a movie that I watch on a daily basis. Even though I don't rewatch this movie as often as I used to. I mean, this is the movie I'd still watch on a daily basis. This is the movie I'd still think about on a daily basis. And as my true idol, and as my favorite character. This has the most visually gorgeous animation ever put to film. This has some of the most emotionally resonant and moving themes and messages. This has some of the greatest songs ever put to film, especially The Next Right Thing. Next Right Thing. I mean, Elsa Hair Down is one of the greatest character designs I ever put. You can clearly tell how Disney worked hard on this. And this movie leaves room for more storytelling, meaning we're gonna get more of this amazing franchise. I mean, Frozen 3 and 4, let's go. I mean, yeah, the fact that Frozen 3 and 4 will be split into 2 parts, hell yes. And Jennifer Lee herself said that there's a lot of story to tell in this world, and Frozen 2 is just the beginning of that. And I do stand by saying this movie is underrated. I put this as my most underrated Disney movie, and it still is. But yeah, but now while this is the better movie than Wish, I personally put Wish above this when it comes to underratedness. Yeah, Wish is more underrated. But Frozen 2 is the better movie, and it deserves the title for my number one favorite Disney Revival Age film of all time. So for my review of the Disney Revival Age, how would you rank the Disney Revival Age films? What is your least favorite Revival Age film, and what is your favorite Revival Age films? And who agrees with me that the Revival era is the best Disney era ever? Maybe my personal favorite. I mean, I can see why majority would pick the Renaissance. So yeah. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos to come. My next video is going to be my trailer reaction for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, which is announced to come out today. And also stay tuned for my double TV show reviews on Loki Season 2 and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Seriously, how the hell have I not reviewed Loki Season 2 yet? And also, I'm gonna be doing a double review between that and Scott Pilgrim. And Also, stay tuned for my Willy Wonka reviews and Paddington and Paddington reviews leading up to Wonka. And also stay tuned for my DCU marathon leading up to Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Something I've been teasing for months. I've been teasing this one since my Flash review back in June. So, anyways, yes. Bye, guys.